All right, we are in theory live. Hey guys, this is Kristy, and I'm here with Derek Paxton, our VP of Entertainment here at Stardock, for our Mercenary stream today.
Hello.
Hey Derek.
Hey.
What's up?
Not much. I want to talk about Mercenaries today, and we put it out, released yesterday at 1 o'clock Eastern time, and we've had a lot of sales, people playing the game and commenting. We just had our first review for the game come in, gave it a 4 out of 5, so
cool.
We were happy to see that. Steam user reviews are very positive. The Escapist, I believe.
Okay, great.
I should have come in with that. Yeah. Everybody go to the Escapist. Give thumbs up on their website.
Check it out.
We love them reviewing the games. It's fantastic.
That's great.
So today we're here I'm going to play a little bit, let you guys ask some questions, see what you want to see, what questions you may have. Putting out expansions, a big deal for us.
Yeah, grill them, guys.
We wanted to make sure we added a lot of interest to the game, a lot of new stuff. So we added 2 factions, the Taurians and the Archeans. I love this Taurian
so it said
art.
Archeans.
Archeans.
I've been saying Arceans, so I'm a noob.
I'm pretty sure it's Archeans. Brad or Paul hasn't slapped me for saying it like that yet. So
Okay.
we'll see.
I'm glad I didn't say it around them then.
I love this Taurian art. The cinematics team did such an amazing job making
really
that
cool
guy.
Looking.
That
I read their story, and I just kind of want to hug him.
Yeah.
It's just that kind of person, I guess. I feel bad for him.
The Taurians have been enslaved multiple times by the Drengen now. Drengen are big fans of Taurian soup, so sometimes they work for the Drengen, sometimes they become meals for the Drengen.
I feel like I finally understand why Aaron named his chili Taurian Fire Chili.
Exactly.
Chili cook-off. Oh my
Yeah, that
God.
doesn't mean that the recipe came from the Taurians.
No, that's not what it means. Oh no. Oh crud. Okay, now I feel really bad because I ate that chili.
There is a campaign that's included with Mercenaries where you get to play as the Taurian. So this is the Terrans have come out. Their fleet has come in from the Pocket universe, and they have the Drengen on the run. Mm-hmm. The Drengen had to pull a lot of their warships away from their home sectors, and it's given the Taurians the chance to rebel and uprise and get their freedom. If they're able to keep it or not, that's going to be up to you. So
right.
That is what you play this campaign for. I am not going to play the campaign because I don't want to spoil it for anybody out there.
All right.
But I'm going to play as my new favorite faction instead, which actually is the Archeans.
All right.
I love the Archeans.
He's a beastly looking guy.
I know. I like him because I feel like he's based on me. Look at that guy. Got the one hair up here. It works out.
I can't argue with what Derek says because he signs my paycheck. So yes, Derek, just like you.
Yeah. Thanks.
No problem.
I love the Archeans because they are infrastructure based. So those Starbase bonuses. I tend to be a turtler when I play, so I love these guys.
I turtle too. So
yeah. So I want to get those star bases down. They have lots of star base bonuses and kind of consolidate my sector and then dare anybody to cross that line and come into it.
Right.
So I'm going to play as them. Does anybody have any questions when I start?
Let's see if we've got anything yet. Zapgun for Hire wants to know if there will be any Steam achievements for Mercenaries anytime soon. There could be all sorts of Taurian, Archean, Mercenary achievements, perhaps.
Oh my gosh, you're so right. I don't know. I wish I had a better... Yes, I will say there will be achievements. I guess I can do that.
Paul will be on the stream next week, guys, for a lot of your more detailed questions as well. He had a family emergency and had to be out of town this week, so that's why Derek is here.
Yeah, so I am taking all of his glory since he doesn't get to be around the day his game release.
I know he really wanted to be here, too, for that.
Yes. But yeah, we should have Steam achievements for completing the campaign, certainly, and all that kind of stuff.
Somebody thought you were Brad.
Oh! Then I'm going to give myself a raise.
Brilliant. So hopefully there will be some achievements, as Derek says. And then Creature of Existence would like to know, why did the Antimatter color change? It was bright before, and now it's not as bright now.
Let's go take a look at it.
Yeah, I don't know what that is exactly, so.
That's these swirling things that you see in game here.
Oh, okay.
You see the antimatter as the resource that
I've been playing through more lately, but I haven't actually come across any antimatter.
I know they are trying to balance all of these things out.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a lot of stuff to balance.
Yeah, it is. And every piece touches on every other piece in these games. There's our Archeans, our really cool
I really
art.
like the way he looks.
Yeah.
It's seriously cool. I love that armor.
All right, so we can cheat here a little bit. Oh, maybe we can. There might be cheats turned off. Oh, I'm not cheating.
Oh, no.
We will have to go find some antimatter the old-fashioned way. Let's go see if we can find some out here. The big thing about Mercenaries is you have to, you can't just get them from the beginning of the game. There is a mercenary underworld out there, and they have their own star bases, their galactic bazaars.
Right.
And you have to find one before you can ever start hiring mercenaries. And mercenaries are generally hired with resources. There are some that are just gold, but a lot of it is the resource cost, because we want players to have to decide, do they want to spend those resources using custom improvements like this Durantium refinery that you have there, you need some Durantium for, or did they want to trade them away, use them for diplomacy, trade them away to other players for techs or just diplomatic advantage, or do they want to use them to try to get mercenaries, these unique hero ships that can come in and support your empire. I want a factory and a research laboratory there to give them even more choices.
Right.
There are 72 total mercenaries in the... I love the Archean ships.
That's
Another
so cool.
reason why I love them. Gosh.
I was Kristen and I were having this conversation. I like the Altarians. I like the very wispy, flowy design of their ships, and I like blue. And everything's blue, so I'm all about them at the moment.
I was
really cool.
the biggest fan of the Yor ships for a long time, but the Archeans really appeal to me.
That's all my one friend will play when we play together. He always plays the Yor Singularity.
Yeah.
He doesn't like dealing with pesky things like population, I guess. So.
Food. Yep.
Yes, that.
Don't have to feed them. Always a time saver.
Let's see, Kuraikawa says, how beginner friendly is Mercenaries? I got the game a week ago, so should I learn the base game before getting the expansion? What do you think about that?
No, I wouldn't worry about that too much. You see there's a bazaar button up here. It says you haven't discovered the bazaar yet, but it's not a... I personally don't feel like it's a new layer of a bunch of mechanics that you have to learn. The mercenary mechanic is easy enough. You'll see that as soon as we find the bazaar. Yeah, very straightforward to see out there. The new factions you don't have to play as. My advice to you would probably be play your first game as the Terran, as people typically do. Things are named more Earth-friendly names you may be more familiar with.
It is a little easier to follow them, I'm finding, when I started with the Terrans versus the Altarians. I was able to just more intuitively understand things.
But I would go straight to Mercenaries. One of the things that we do with our expansions is you don't have to worry about going to Mercenaries because there is much better UI there or bug fixes there or anything like that. We put everything into the base game. In fact, we put a big update out for the base game on this yesterday when we put Mercenaries out. So we updated the base game, and then Mercenaries really is that layer on top that adds the new races, the new functionality, the new campaign.
Right. Man, everybody's so talkative today. I'm trying to keep up with your questions, guys. I apologize if I miss anything. Make sure to tag at Stardock.
Oh, here's the Antimatter.
It'll highlight it for me so I can see it better.
So here is the Antimatter that they were asking about. There's a black hole here, a little Antimatter, which looks
really pretty. I've never come across one of those.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, I love.
That is so flippin' pretty.
Yeah.
That also looks really dangerous.
No, black holes, they get a bad rap.
I look at things like that. I'm like, that would be so cool if it wasn't going to hurt me.
That's right. But this is the Antimatter. I really don't see a change here. I don't know if they mean that the icons got a change. We did adjust some of the icon colors to balance out a little bit, because as we add more and more stuff, we tend to balance those out.
I've been trying to learn the icons when I scroll out that far too. That's been funny.
But we need to find the bazaar. I got a culture relic over here. One of the things I love most about GalCiv III is we're really filling out the actual universe space itself. It isn't empty space. You don't travel for 6 turns and then find another solar system with some planets in it. There is stuff all over the place, be it a nebula, some resources.
There's always something to look at.
Yeah, some new planets to colonize, or a pirate starbase out there. But the bazaar is just another thing to go find.
Derek. I got problems with pirates. Big problems with pirates.
Pirates, there's nothing wrong with pirates. We have a great pirate-themed game ourselves.
I love pirates. I just don't like them when they're shooting at me. I prefer to be on the other end of it.
One of my favorite changes we did actually really late in GalCiv III development, Brad did it, was we're getting ready to go, and one of the coolest parts about the game, this is my colony ship, so I have a really cool planet here. It's a precursor world.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. It's got this orbiting something around it. There's an artificial moon around it. Ooh, that's pretty cool.
I've never seen one of those either. That's nifty.
So let's go take that place. What is the advantage of having a precursor move? It's negative food, but thulium. Oh, I get +5 thulium from owning that. That is fantastic.
Pretty big.
All right, I'm going to go grab that. Somebody needs to find the bazaar.
Colony ship.
But one of the changes that
send your colony ships unescorted. Learned that the hard way.
yes, I live on the edge. This is space. We can make more colonists. You guys just get out there in space, and if you get eaten by Drengen, well, then we know there's Drengen
That was kind of my mentality, and my friend was like, what kind of leader? Who even elected you? He said to me. I said, I don't know, because I wouldn't have.
Speaking of which, if you want to make choices about elections and would like another Stardock game,
yes,
we're going to pip all our games today. We did Dead Man's Draw mention. Let's see. There's Political Machine, GalCiv.
Got Sin's Rebellion to mention.
We'll stick it in somewhere.
That's one that I haven't had time to go and play. I know it's an old favorite that everybody loves, and I want to get into that myself. And just with all the other stuff we're doing, I haven't had time.
Rebellion's amazing. All right, so here I did find the bazaar out there. One of my ships ran into it, so I'm being contacted by the bazaar itself. One of our artists made this very disturbing fellow here.
Now, he's a specific race or something, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the Corks.
And they were almost wiped out by the Drengen as well, right?
I think so.
Isn't that in the history? I remember reading that when I was doing marketing material for this.
I love. They have no eyes, yet they dress really well. So I don't know who they're dressing for.
He's very dapper.
He is very dapper. I'm
I
jealous.
didn't realize he actually doesn't have any eyes. That's creepy.
Yeah.
He's looking at me now. I don't like it.
So I went into the Galactic Bazaar there. I chose the button there to come in and take a look at what he has. And these are all the mercenaries that we have. The green ones are the ones that are available in the first tech age, and then the blue come in when you unlock the second tech age. See, they're all locked right now. And the red in the third tech age, the Age of Ascension.
Oh, okay. I see.
There are 72 in the expansion. We just pull up a selection of those for each individual game. So we want to make sure every game is different. So you can't count on the fact that, let's see, who is this? The Prospector, Bork the Quick. And his ship, the Prospector, will be out here. So you come in, you look, you say, oh, there's a really good survey mercenaries out here. Or there's a really good one for, the Bacchanal. I love this guy. Look at that. It's like a little ship.
Oh, I like that.
We have a really talented ship designer here. He does a lot of crazy cool stuff.
Who does the ship design?
Brandon. Brandon does them.
I don't think I've met Brandon yet.
He's pretty much sits at his desk and makes ships all day long.
I have no idea who Brandon is, so I'm going to have to rectify that.
Yeah. I love this guy. Look, he's got his little drill down there. So this gives plus 100% to resource yields of mining that this ship is stationed at. So station this guy at a starbase, and he doubles your resources that starbase is giving you. So it's not just mercenaries that go out and kill things. There may be a wide variety of economic or production or resource or military advantages to each of these ships. So when you come out here and see there's a random selection of them each game, you can decide how that's going to affect your game.
Yeah.
You may decide, listen, I'm not going to use mercenaries this game. I'm going to use my resources on other things. Or you come and say, listen, this guy costs 750. This costs 750, but I'm going to need some antimatter to be able to get him. And they tend to get more expensive as you get higher level. But then you have big, huge guys out here. So this is an act. Oh, look at this dude. He's got a big chomping mouth on him.
Scary looking. Holy cow.
I love it. He's got massive weapons of all types, 48, 32, 24 kinetics. Yeah. Throw him in battle. He can just take care of it all himself, the collective.
Cute, actually, in a weird, I'm going to destroy you sort of way.
Says a lot about you, Kristy.
Derek, you'll find lots of weird things about me. Why you hired me.
But I'm going to grab this survey. I'm going to grab the Prospector. Bork the Quick here. He's a survey ship, so he can go ahead and check anomalies out. And he's also has really good movement and sensor range. So I'm going to grab him, hire him. Now you can see that I hire him. Once somebody is hired out of the bazaar, no other player can get him. So as the AI players find the bazaar, you might come in here again and see the Drengen Empire has this guy and the Terrans have this guy, as well as when they die, they're gone forever. And you'll come in here and see, this guy died. He was hired by the Drengen and he's not around anymore. So there's a finite amount of these guys. So be careful. If there's somebody in here you want,
get him quick.
Get him quick, yeah. Or if you require some antimatter and you really want this guy, you better.
Friendly Mike's traveling.
Emporium. Friendly Mike's traveling. That's funny. So yeah, if he requires antimatter and you really like this guy, you better go build that starbase and you better start collecting that antimatter so you can come in and get him before somebody else grabs him from you.
Awesome.
All right. So now we have our mercenary. This is the Prospector, that mercenary ship that we just hired. He has a little mercenary symbol over him, so you know when you see an enemy, especially. This is why I notice when an enemy comes into range. If I see this little mercenary icon above him, I know they got somebody special there.
He's a gun for hire.
Yeah, maybe worth taking him out because once he's gone, he's gone.
Got some questions that I'm seeing here, so let me scroll up to grab a couple of these. So let's see. Larsenix says is asking about increasing the number of mercenaries to scale with map and number of AI. At 50 AI, there's not enough to go around.
Yeah.
So something about scaling number of mercenaries available. I don't know how.
Yeah. We talked about that quite a bit. By the
you?
way, here's the Mercenary Starbase. Man, look at this thing. It's so cool.
Oh, that's cool looking.
You got the little ships flying around out there. Got a
I
sign.
love the floating sign. That's great.
Yeah. We talked
Did
about that.
Brandon design that too?
What's that?
Did
Brandon.
Brandon
Yes,
design
Brandon
these
did
too?
make that too.
I
So
gotta get
once
back
I
into
found this, it's always available. The Bazaar button's always here, and it tells me there is one ship I have enough resources to hire right now. Our thought on that, at first we had just 8 on each age. Instead of 12 on each age like we have now. And then we were talking about potentially scaling it up for larger sizes. Our decision was that we would just go ahead and scale it up for every size. We put 12 in here because we wanted players to have a variety of mercenaries that they wanted to look at.
Right.
Like, if there's a guy in here, you're like, I'm just not interested in him. He doesn't fit the way that I play the game. I'm not interested. That's absolutely fine. As long as there were a couple of these that you were kind of stressing over. I want that one. I want that one. I can't afford both.
Right.
But if you're playing in a game with 50 AI, a massive game with 50 AI on it, you're absolutely right. These things are going to go relatively quick. So it's going to change the way you play. It's not a bad thing. The amount that show up in here, I think, is an XML, so I think it can be modded. But you would just have to adjust the way you play. It may be really smart then if you're playing in a game with a ton of AI out there to go and grab these. The AIs judge the mercenary market differently, so some AIs will come and try to grab mercenaries. Some of them aren't. They'll put the resources into other things. So don't feel like if I'm playing with 50 AIs, they're all going to come grab a mercenary each and they'll all be gone by turn 10. Some AIs say, listen, we're putting our resources into Durantium factories and improvements. Some of them are putting them into their own custom ships, their own custom capital ships instead of going with mercenaries. So there should always be a fair amount out there.
Okay. Let's see. What happened to ground invasion redesign?
Ground invasion redesign.
We discussed at some point?
Yeah, ground invasion is. I know Paul has talked about it a little bit, trying to get a change to that system. That would be a better question for Paul. There's been a significant change to invasion in this expansion or in 1.6. I know in the 1.7 list of stuff that they're working on, there's quite a few of UI improvements, managing your star bases, giving you a little feedback on when you're going to start a battle, what your combat odds are. So a little bit of feedback there to say, yeah, you're going to destroy this or you're not. It won't be specific. It's not going to tell you you're going to win or you're not going to win. But it will give you some feedback there, especially to help new players out. They don't know, how those matchups are going to happen.
Okay. And then somebody's asking, and I don't know, I mean, you're the mod guy, so you might know the answer to this. Why can't we make custom mercenaries in the ship designer and add one of our designs to the mercenary pool in our next game? Is that something they can do, or?
I would think so. I haven't made a custom mercenary, but a mercenary is just an XML definition. It's not hard-coded, so it wouldn't be hard to make a new mercenary and get it out there. In fact, I'll put I'll try that this afternoon and put a post out on the forums on if I'm able to do it and show you how to do it. I think it's entirely doable to get it added to the pools.
Okay. So look for Derek's post on the forums to potentially answer that question one way or the other for you, Creature of Existence.
Yeah, I think it's doable. I remember Paul talking about it a little bit. He was a little worried that people were going to make incredibly overpowered mercenaries that just blow everything away, and then you go hire this mercenary and the whole rest of the game doesn't really matter. But to be honest with you, it's your game. If that's what you want to do, more power to you.
Oh, I actually saw below here, Zapgun for Hire does say custom mercenaries are already being worked on by some modders, so check the forum for Gauntlet.
Cool.
Gauntlet's latest mod, so that too.
So it is doable.
Apparently.
We do. We really like this all to be XML. We like it to be mod friendly. Speaking of which, so we put in 2 new factions here. All the new factions have a bunch of really cool looking new ships. We've looked at all these mercenary ships and how cool they are. Let me jump out.
What is that over? Well, you're in the save menu though, but there's
what's that?
I'm pointing. You can't see what I'm pointing at. If you put your mouse downward, there's a cool looking structure.
Oh, the culture relic?
Yeah, what is that? I've not seen one of those either.
Yeah, so you need to put a xenoarchaeology module on to get advantage of this. But
gotcha.
But you put a starbase here and start collecting these. These can give very significant global bonuses for you, which are really nice. But we talked about community-made content and how important modding is to us. I came from the modding community. It's really important to me. Yeah, but Stardock in general has always supported this. But if you go out and look at the workshop, you can see that we have over 2,300
Wow.
Factions out here. We have over 5,000 ships out here. Just amazing stuff. This is one Kristy and I were looking at a little bit earlier. This is Omnibus,
so cool.
who is amazing. I don't know if it's coming across this well, but there's a flight deck on this ship, and it has little jets
check
on
this
it.
one out, like on your screens, because it's cool.
Yeah, it is so cool and easy to bring into your game. So I know on the one hand I say, hey, listen, we have a expansion out here, and a lot of very sane companies would say, don't let them get 5,000 free ships. That seems like a bad idea. They will do that instead of buying your expansion. But we love it. We love that this stuff is being created. We are outpouring through these forums, looking at cool ships as often as you guys are. We're just amazed with them.
Yeah. Let's see.
What is that? Look at that guy.
Got
So
some other
neat.
stuff up here, I think. So talkative today, guys. Rock on.
But that is always available to you with Mercenaries or base GalCiv. All of those free factions, free ships are all out there for you to play with. There's a ton of really amazing creative stuff. We are happy to compete with any other game developer out there that's making space games, but the one group that we always lose to is our fans, who create such amazing stuff and so much of it.
It's
We just
really
can't keep
cool.
up.
And actually, Ronan the Wizard has a good question. When the Mercenary expansion was announced, Mercenaries graphics engine was mentioned. What exactly did that add to the game? You know something about that?
We added Ambient Occlusion, which it's really hard to show. If I show you it before and after, you're like, oh, that looks better. But it's not like I can go and say, hey, listen, well, you couldn't do green before, and now we have green. When you look at this ship down here in the lower left, and for the real graphics nerds out there, they'll know what ambient occlusion is, but it is a more realistic lighting model, the way the shadowing here is created. So you see it really
it's
begins
called
to
ambient inclusion?
Ambient occlusion, is what it is. So it took some guys that are a lot smarter than me, a lot of work to get it looking, but it basically means that the game looks better, especially the ship.
Awesome.
And it's in all of our screens.
We can't argue with things looking better, so.
Yeah, but we did want to make sure. GalCiv III is a beautiful game, but we wanted to make sure we kept pushing that edge, make sure all these amazing ships that are being created out here still continue to look nice.
That's cool.
Yeah. The resolution on this monitor isn't the best since we're streaming it, so if we had like 4K, it would be really tough to stream it through, so it doesn't look that great for me, just from a resolution standpoint. But yeah, the lighting is amazing. Looks really beautiful.
Love the space background in this game so much.
Yeah, we could have.
I appreciate the little artistic things myself, but it's so pretty.
Yeah, I could have went with just a straight black and had it be space, but it's one of the things I love about GalCiv is there's lots of color, lots of interest.
Is this the same game that you loaded back up?
Yes.
Does the background change randomly? Because before it was a darker blue.
Yes. Yeah. The background is not saved in the save game.
Huh. So it just kind of says you're going to have a blue background today or a purple background or whatever. That's neat. I didn't actually know that.
So this is my mercenary. I sent him to check out a anomaly. So he found some credits for us. So that's good. I need to get a constructor out here.
Now, I have a noob question. When it says treasury plus 100, is that literally giving you 100 gold, or is that a different quantifiable value that it's adding?
It's not gold because, though I always call it gold because I play fantasy games. So you obviously play fantasy games like me. So I always think it's always gold. Gold,
credits,
gold.
I guess.
It is credits in GalCiv, yeah. But you see, our credits amount went up by 100 here.
Okay. It is. Because it says treasury, and I'm like, I just want to make sure I'm not missing something, because I miss a lot in these games because there's just so much to learn.
There's a lot going on. You see, I'm making a constructor here. I want to go get that antimatter, though, so I can hire that other mercenary, so I'm going to hurry that up. I'm going to rush that build. Spend a little of my extra money I just found for it. This is my normal survey ship, so he's going to go grab an anomaly. And he found another ship.
See, the CW says, Derek, what is the reason that the Starbase placement spacing is reduced from 5 to 4? Even at 5, it was already a little overpowered. You mean 5 away from...
How close they're allowed to be to each other?
Gotcha.
That's a great question. A lot of times it was trying to capture resources and have the economic starbases there. That is something we're playing with. I know that it was a hot issue for Brad, that he really wanted to make sure, like, he was getting frustrated when it was, I want to get those resources, but I can't, so I'm kind of blocked there. And we weren't sure it was fun to have that limitation in there.
Right.
If
It's hard because it's all kind of randomly generated anyway, so you never quite know what you're going to get. You could get this cluster of stuff and really kind of screw yourself over, right?
Yeah, and it's always bad. It's always problematic to tell players, hey, you can't do this here. So you better have a pretty darn strong reason why we're not allowing players to do that. If they want to put 3 star bases right beside each other, go let them do it unless it really doesn't work.
Right.
Now, they bring up a good point. It does increase the power of star bases to do that. So it may be dangerous. I can really pepper them around my capital world, get a lot of economic bonuses. So being able to get an extra star base or 2 in that arrangement can be a huge buff. But we think it's fun at the end of the day to build star bases, to put them out there, to design exactly how that's going to work. So we
I know when I was learning, I messed up because I knew I had to build a star base to mine a resource, and I built it, and I clicked I chose to make it a defensive, not realizing that also it's separate ring from mining. So. But then I couldn't build one too close, and I was just a mess.
That's exactly it. That's where it gets frustrating. I want that economic star base, but now I'm not going to be able to. I was not going to be able to easily get those resources. I have to kind of dance around it a little bit. So we're playing with that. It may go back if it just ends up being that the only winning strategy is to put 8 of those around my capital world.
Right.
And call it a day. Looking for more anomalies. This is the ship that I found. It's got some ballistic kinetic attack and some shields. So that is nice. I always read reviews of GalCiv, and they talk about there being a rock, paper, scissors design to this. It's actually not. It's 2 pennies matching. That's just another video game design, which is if you pick what I pick, then you win. If you don't pick what I pick, then you lose. Oh. So actually, GalCiv isn't rock, paper, scissors because kinetic doesn't beat shields, which beats missiles. It's 2 pennies, and it's based on there's 3 2 pennies games going on. So if you blocked what I'm making, then you win. If you don't, then you lose.
That's cool.
Those are nerd facts from.
I did actually not know that. I love nerd facts.
Yeah.
So much talk. I can't even keep up. Somebody asked if the planetary management system has been improved to be like GalCiv II system. They said that managing planets feels slow and frustrating to them in GalCiv III. I can't compare to GalCiv II, so I guess the real question for me anyway is what kind of similarities are there in this? Are there any plans to do more with planetary management there in the future? Yeah,
they're looking at it right now for 1.7 and making the big thing for us is you have governors and things like that you can do, and there's been improvement there from the release game, so we put some work into it. The big difference is we really want to funnel up to the player specific concerns on a planet, so they don't have to. Every time they go to the planet screen, like one of the things I run into, let me show you, is I come in here to the planet screen and I look here, okay, is my food at my population? I got a little room to grow, so I probably don't need a food building yet. What does my approval look like? 47%. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. People hate me.
How do you make people happy? I have a real problem with that.
It's.
But I also send colony ships unescorted, so no wonder they don't like me.
Anybody who's unhappy, please get on the colony ship. We will fix both of these problems.
We'll fix it right now. Who even elected me? We have no idea.
So I tend to, have to stop and look at all of these stats and figure out what I should build here next. Which is okay if you have 10 planets, maybe 20 planets, but when you start to get 40, 50, stopping and trying to check all these isn't very fun. Right. So what we're looking at for 1.7 is making this information come up a little bit. So you do get a little bit of a warning to say, hey, the approval here is really low. You may want to build an approval improvement here. You may want to do something about this. Population is maxed out for food, so you may want to do something about this. So we are looking at systems to help you aggregate that information a little bit better and be able to make smart choices without having to dig through all the minutia.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Let's see.
All right, so I got my first constructor.
Zabgun for Hire noticed that the Arceans,
Arceans, yep.
Okay, Arceans. Rah! See? Words. Can put their race logo on their ships and mercenaries. Can the other factions do this now as well? Bling for ships is always great.
I don't no, I don't think that they made pieces for the other factions in there.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah. Really, it's all the pieces that Brandon made.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
If he made one for it or not.
I love the world art too.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Yeah, the Taurian world, they live in an aquatic world.
I love water.
Yeah,
and
has
it sounds
all
weird
the
to
water
say, but like anything
inlets
aquatic I think is really cool.
Yeah, it's dark. archipelago world. It's really pretty.
Yeah, it's awesome. Eviator says, when will we get sorts and filters for the shipyard and multi-select?
That is my favorite question, because I am 100% with you. Yeah, Paul has, oh my gosh, I'm just going to take credit for everything Paul does, and he's going to come out and go, hey guys, I have this new stuff. They'll be like, we saw that.
We
Derek told all your
Go
secrets.
away, Paul.
Paul has an awesome design worked up to help make that
Great.
ship list. I have to make sure I pronounce that correctly. Workable. I am just like you. I get in there. Once you're halfway through the tech tree, you have 30, 40, 50 ships in there. You're looking for your constructor. You're looking for your transport in this mess of ships and just trying to find it. Or you want to find out the one that has the highest laser attack. And so you're manually kind of mouse overing each of the, and this isn't too hard because I have 5, but imagine there's 40 in here and you're kind of mouse overing each one. Okay, what's the laser attack of this guy, then this guy, then this guy? Should I build this one or that one? It is not ideal. You're absolutely right. So in 1.7, they're putting a list together that does allow you to favorite ships. So you can say, hey, listen, I want these guys at the top of my list. Some ships will start favorited like your colony ship and your transport and your constructor. So they're always right here in the favorite category.
Right.
And then you have a category for laser ships, and the top, your most powerful laser ship will always be shown right there. And then you can open up that category and take a look at all of them if you want to dig down. But it will help consolidate ships of a common type. And if you want to dig down to one, you can. If you want to favorite it, you can. If you want to unfavorite it, you can. But help you manage these ship lists, because 90% of the time when I go in here, I'm just like, I just want the best military ship that I have.
Right.
Just tell me what that is, or
Which
I just
one
want a
is it?
survey ship. Yeah.
I feel like I would get to that point too, or just be something that I would need. So.
Yeah, but it's going to be fantastic. It's great work. It's fantastic, but it is in process.
Well, hopefully Paul will be able to talk more about that later when he's around.
Yes.
Oh, let's see, what else have we got here? Like I said, guys, I'm trying to keep up with you, so I'm trying. Sir Cabbage requests, can we have planets slowly starting to look better as we terraform them? I thought this was a thing at one point, but then I noticed that my class 16 planets still look barren and dead despite being in excellent shape.
Oh, that's interesting. I honestly haven't heard of that or thought about that at all. So yes, you will of course see the new areas open up, so the ones that you can plan on, but you're right, this graphic stays the same. These are procedurally generated. This isn't just a one shot. So I guess that would be doable. That would be a nice little polish point, I guess, but I honestly haven't heard anybody talking about doing that, so I don't think it's on the plan anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
What have I got out here? I found the Drengen. Oh, great.
Run.
Yeah. I don't have the translator, so I can't talk to them.
That's like I love that option. Go away. You don't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the first thing that I researched. And I play a lot like Kristen. Kristen also kind of gave me a tutorial.
Yeah.
So, but I'm like, universal translator? She's like, every time, first thing.
See, the Archeans' range on their star bases is ridiculous. Look at that.
Oh, it's huge.
That's why I love the Archeans. So I'm going to grab this. Do I need to adjust
is that like
a little
their
bit?
racial benefit? Is just their range? Gotcha.
Yeah. Ooh, look at this. So one of my personal favorite little joys of the game is getting as many resources in one bubble as I can. So I'm going to drop it here, and that'll give me 2 antimatter and 1 durantium. So I'll go ahead and construct a star base.
Oh, okay. That is huge.
Yeah. And here I'm going to do some terraforming. Improve my planet now. Mining ring, so I can collect those resources. But Kristy, just like you said, yeah, if I'd made this into a different kind of star base, I'm not getting those resources.
Like I said, that was the first thing I did because I didn't know any better. And then I was kicking myself because I'm like, I can't mine anything. And my friend Kane was laughing at me because I don't know. Oh, what the heck is that?
Yeah, one of our artists is disturbed.
Okay, I was just about to say there are no spiders in this game. CW, shut up. That is the closest thing to a spider I have seen in GalCiv. This is not okay. What is up with that? Whoever drew that, I have to have some words with them, Derek.
Yeah, that's Fred. Yeah. These are three.
Why
This
did
is
I
not
have to
drawn.
have some words?
This is 3D model. There's a model of that somewhere in this building.
There better not be.
It is
If
disturbing.
it shows up on my desk, I'm going to cry. Don't you tell Leo that either.
All right, so here oh, pirates, you'd warned me.
Ooh.
And this is just my little scout, so he has no defense. He's going to die. So let's watch him die. Yeah, I don't know why. Don't fly toward him, buddy. Don't do it.
We got problems.
until he's gone.
Oh, he is toast. Is that your little scout ship?
Yeah.
Doesn't it say try not to get into fights there?
Yeah. They were being bullies. Yeah, couldn't even fire back. Poor guy. Should have been watching more closely. But I do have an antimatter mine now.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Nist1 says, any chance of making notes on the map or to give your planets custom titles? Example, to give this planet a title like food, production, or border world.
Oh, interesting. You should be able to rename your planets. Can't you rename somewhere?
After you've named them once, can you name them again?
Yeah. Oh, you're right. No, I haven't seen any talk about that too. I think landmarks, being able to set down a landmark to say dragons be here could be really neat. Could be fun.
That's what I would label everything. I imagine the larger map it is, the more useful something like that would be.
Yeah.
I have a tendency to play on small just because it's so overwhelming for me to begin with.
Yeah, I agree. And it's funny, when we look at the stats, the amount of people that played. In fact, I checked them out this morning and found out that there's been 3.6 million explored planets in games of GalCiv that have been submitted to our system. So 3.6 million planets. Over 667 years of actual human real-time playtime of playing GalCiv.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we could have done something productive, but
that's some crazy statistics.
Yeah, I know. I love seeing that kind of
That's
stuff. People
really
out exploring all their universes and checking all this stuff out.
Yeah,
so
totally.
it is really cool to see. But we see lots of people play on small maps. Submitted to our system. And I don't think it's because most people start on small maps. I think a lot of people start on really large maps, unfortunately, and then can't finish the game. The game is just too big, or it's going to take 3 weeks to play.
It takes longer to find things on those larger maps too. I mean, you do a good job of making them pretty populated, but you're running into all sorts of stuff right in the beginning here. I found when I accidentally started on a large map, I was like, there's nothing happening for the first 20 turns or whatever until I started finding things.
And it depends on what you want to do. GalCiv is the biggest strategy game out there. If you want to play a game for the next 3 weeks and you're going to play it a lot, then get one of those huge maps out there, get those crazy sizes and go for it. Make a massive empire. But if you're looking for, hey, you know what, I have the weekend, I'm going to play GalCiv this weekend, you probably want to try a smaller map so you can actually
finish a game.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see, we've got a bunch of stuff here too. We'll talk about piranhas and spiders. I'm going to ignore all of you guys. You're jerks. Zapgun for Hire says, could we have a map setting where there's always a supermassive black hole somewhere on the map? Those are awesome and scary. Love to see it on the campaign maps.
Yeah, there is a map editor out there. In fact, you guys can make your own if you want to. So that's all available to you.
You can drop black holes all over the place. Yep. Hey, my buddies, the Altarians. I like them.
I really need to get universal transfer.
Yeah, you really do. They're all talking.
They probably have all declared war on me, and I just don't know.
Who even elected you, Derek? That's what I'd like to know.
That's right.
Is there a way to retreat or flee so you can get away from hopeless battles? Astro Geek would like to know.
You can only do that if you initiated the battle.
Okay.
We don't want you to be able to just run from a battle if you're going to lose, because the whole point of having that scout out there unprotected, or that colony ship out there unprotected, is you are going to lose it now because you put it somewhere.
Idiots like me to face consequences for their negligence. I got
There needs to be consequences. If you could just hit a button and say, "Whoa, get out of here."
That
may be kind of cool as a mercenary ability. He maybe doesn't have any attack, but he can always flee, regardless of if he didn't start combat. That could be kind of neat to do something like that. But in general, we want to. The biggest decisions the players making are happening out here at the strategic map and where they move their ships at. So we want those to have consequences as you.
Somebody asked about camera shake being an option of some kind. Says it's hard on their eyes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think it is. I don't think it's an option. It's a good idea. I hadn't heard anybody say that it was problematic for them. We don't tend to use it a ton.
Mm-hmm. I actually don't think I know what they mean by camera shake.
When you see like an explosion of a ship when you're looking at the battles, it will actually move the camera a little bit. So some people can cause a little bit of headaches and movement. I know my wife, whenever she plays she can't play first-person shooters because that bobbing action just makes her really sick. So
gotcha.
It's a similar thing.
Your cat apparently has no problem with first-person shooters, though.
Yes, my kitten. Her name is Sushi, and she loves playing when I play video games.
She's so cute, you guys.
She gets up on the monitor and attacks the guys, and is playing Fallout 4, and every time I was in a fight, she'd jump up and she'd attack and get in.
How many fights did you lose because of that?
No, it's great. She always helps. It's all good.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, she's going at him. I'm like, get him, Sushi, get him.
Cats are the best.
Yeah, I don't see any way to turn that off.
Making a note of that.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a huge deal to do it. Can I ask, is whoever asked that question, is it headaches or what is it that bothers you about having the camera shake on?
Let us know, Eris, when the stream catches up to you anyway. Apparently somebody says that they voted for you as leader. So I don't know who elected you, Derek, but apparently
As leader of
this
what?
guy did. A few minutes ago when you were saying that, sending people off
Oh, okay.
on their own to their death.
Okay.
I don't know. Any hints or spoilers about the 1.7 planned DLC? Nothing that I can say. I don't know about Derek.
Nope. Like I say, I've been involved in the update, the 1.7 update. So getting those couple things in. I haven't talked to Paul at all about the DLC actually.
She says eye and headaches, or he says.
Okay.
They say.
Yep. That makes sense.
And Sailor says, "Give Frogboy a hug from us fans, and good work, Paul and Derek."
Yeah. Brad is awesome, so we're glad to be able to work with him on all our projects, but it's all neat stuff, and Paul's working hard as well, of course. I love being here. I came to Stardock 5 years ago. It's been almost 5 years now as a person that was working in the business software area and making games in my spare time and had this opportunity.
Your grown-up job, as you told me, I believe is what you said.
I had a grown-up job. My mom was very proud. And had the opportunity to talk to Brad, and Brad gave me the great opportunity to come work in the gaming industry and work with him. And
oh, that's a cool looking race.
It's been awesome. Oh yeah, there's
it's not a spider. I like the robot. The robot is so cute.
Yeah. I have Universal Translator now, so I can go see what your favorite
talk to people and
spider people were wanting. Yeah. So
any more multiplayer love anytime soon? Hard to get games going with more than 2 human players at the moment.
Like it's having bugs and issues. We did add the ability to invite players in, so we do want to make sure we support that. There is an issue with Mercenaries where we had to block, if you have Mercenaries or you don't have Mercenaries. We're going to be making some adjustments to that in 1.6.1, which is a patch that we're putting out on opt-in for Tuesday.
Okay.
So we're getting that ready right now, so that's a little bit smoother.
Great. Eggbot. That's a good name for that cute little robot guy. Eggbot. I like that. I'm going to start calling him Egbert.
Yeah, so there will be fixes for multiplayer play for people that have different DLC.
Awesome.
So that's getting ready to come in.
Okay, cool.
Where are my... There they are. Please don't hurt me, they say. We made a change here real recently where people wouldn't trade techs with you if they didn't like... Military techs with you if they didn't like you enough.
That thing is really creepy. I don't like it. Afraid I have to have words with you. Ugh. Anyway.
All right. Which I like a lot. I always felt like GalCiv, you could just kind of exploit the AI to get all of their techs, and I really like that we're being smarter about it now, so they're not offering me military techs unless they really like me a lot, unless they really trust me.
Right,
which works out a lot better.
So I guess it would be better otherwise.
Yeah. Lots of...
Yes, give me all of your weapons.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to go to war. Give me those weapons first, and then we can talk about...
Now turn around and put your hands up, because I win.
That's right. There's a Family Guy episode where Stewie is is in a baseball stadium, and he's talking with somebody else, and the guy Stewie has a ball, and the guy has a bat. And Stewie says, "Hey, want to trade?" And they trade, and then Stewie uses the bat to hit him and take the ball, and he goes, "What did we learn?"
I remember that.
And I always think about that when I talk about
military
tech trading.
Oh, I love it.
And I love that these nebulas kind of block sensor range, so they get really tight.
Ronan the Wizard says, "I once suggested a non-culture flip treaty, and Paul was open to the idea. Will it still be added?"
I don't know.
We'll have to ask Paul that. Yep. Maybe Paul can answer that next week. Ruin2X says, "You're for life." And Zapgun for Hire says, "The ship designer is great except for one thing. When designing a ship, one can't completely pause the animation. So every time a component is added, animations start up again. Can a setting be added to disable or pause the animations?"
Yeah. That's a great idea. That should be relatively simple.
You should all know that Derek is taking notes, by the way. Everything you're asking, he will write down and give to Paul. So. Yeah.
Good stuff.
And to answer your question, Infinity and Beyond, we will be talking more about Ashes of the Singularity coming up. We will do some streams on that going forward, so that will be coming.
We have a multiplayer competition for Ashes tonight. You going to be playing, Kristy?
Yes, I will be. Badly, but I'll be playing. So at least the last few Fridays and foreseeably going forward from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern time, we a bunch of us here at Stardock get on the multiplayer and play our ranked matches, and you guys are welcome to hop in and we'll get paired up. So I know Derek plays, and we've got a lot of people playing tonight. Somewhere around 30, 35 or 40 people, I think.
Yeah.
So
it is. Last time, I think Andrew Zabaki, who is the lead designer for Star Control,
over in the Maryland office, right?
Over in the Maryland office, won and was beating people left and right. So I've thrown down the gauntlet.
I gave all the girls in marketing a crash course today.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm like, this is the real funny thing here is that you're learning from me. Like I'm the one teaching you. I'm like, don't put too much stock in what I say.
Yeah.
But at least they know, what the Nexus is and this, that, and the other thing. So.
Yeah, we have a good time unless you get matched up against Brad, and he is really good.
I got Chris Bray for my very first match
good
ever, and he comes over with the flying ships that jerk. He did 2 Hades and plinked me because I didn't have flying ships in the first 5 minutes of the game. Who does that? Apparently him.
Yep.
So, and somebody says we need terror stars. I don't know what those are, but apparently we need them.
Oh my gosh, look at all these guys.
Holy, run away. What did you do, Derek?
This is my mercenary too.
How did
6'8", he's gonna die. All right, let's check it out.
How did you even come upon?
He was searching an
that many
anomaly.
pirates?
It was guarded.
Doesn't it give you the option to not?
Yeah, I did. It was hubris. It was nothing but hubris.
Derek just pulled a me, for the record. 'Cause that's something I would do.
Oh, there's a fire coming in.
It's so
There was
pretty.
did you see the camera shake there? That was the camera
okay,
shake that they were talking
gotcha.
about. And something
I
died.
often just do the.
They're down to
view
7
results.
ships. Oh, I got one of them. That's it. So if you go to the bazaar now.
Will it actually say that he? Oh, it says hired, but.
1 second. Let me see here. Get some food. I need some range. I'm gonna put a starbase down. That is interesting. That may be a bug. It's supposed to say that they are dead because this guy just died, the prospector. But I have some other ones available. One of the changes that we're making in the patch next week is it'll be highlighted here which ships you have available. So it tells me I can hire 6 ships right now, but I have to come in here and take a look. It's not too hard. I can see they're red if they're blocked.
Yeah.
But just to make it a little easier for players to come in and say, oh, I can get him, him, and him.
Right.
So what do we got here?
What do you
Mike,
have there?
friendly
Nothing
Mike's
much.
Traveling Emporium, which I may get just for the name. +1 influence per turn to any star base the ship is stationed at. That is
Ooh.
pretty awesome. But I just got
That's
killed
the
by
nice thing about these
pirates.
ships too is they do so many different things for you. So you can hire strategically that way based on how you play, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
The nail.
Oh my gosh, look at this guy, the legend. He builds a star base with 5 free modules. I would love him, but I don't have the Durantium I need for him. That is really cool.
Okay.
Holds more colonists. Plus 25% manufacturing.
Colonists that we're just going to kill anyway, so.
Yeah, he has no defenses. Ooh, I like this guy, but I can't afford him. This guy has a little bit of attack and defense.
I
He's
wrote
a survey
that one,
ship.
actually.
Oh, did you?
That
Okay.
was me.
Awesome. Well, then I'm going to get him.
All right. Yeah, Isengard.
I have him now. Hey, as you can see, it's been some turns. Nobody else has come in and hired guys yet. So it's not that you feel like, if I don't have in the first 10 turns, it's turn 27 now. I play really slow. It's funny to watch.
Too,
Some of the other people here are just, they play it as if it was a real-time strategy game. It happens so fast. The Isengard. All right, we're going to send you down here. Look for anomalies.
Let's see. Will we be able to upgrade mercenaries in-game as we get better components? That way we can save that poor prospector you just lost one day.
Will we be able to upgrade them, the mercenaries?
That's what I think they're asking.
Yeah, no, we don't have your ability to upgrade mercenaries. You actually used to be able to do it. It was a bug because they would switch into one of the normal ship designs, which we didn't want. So use your mercenaries, get them out there. If they die, they die. You are right that later in the game, some of those mercenaries wouldn't be as valuable. Although a lot of them are things like increased influence from star bases, things like that. That's always handy. But they may go from being a frontline military ship to protecting a world later in the game.
Awesome.
I'm going to save this and jump over and just take a look real quick at the Taurians before we
Oh, the Taurians.
go.
There is a Taurian question here, actually.
Yeah.
As a Taurian, why do I want my aquatic planet trait versus adaptable? Yes, I get full production on aquatic right away and can terraform 3 extra tiles, but adaptable, I can colonize 3 planet types right away and get 50% production. So why do you think aquatic planet trait would be better?
I think they're better. They're better for the water worlds. I really like the Taurians start off with the water world right beside them too. Let's go and take a look. And plus, you can't beat the fact that the Taurians have beautiful ships.
Right.
They look very cool.
I just feel badly for them. They look so
Look
abused.
at those guys.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So they have. So this is the.
Such a rich history to this game too.
Yeah, it's neat that they have that background lore.
All
But
the
this
lore,
is
yeah.
that water world. I think it's just beautiful that they made for
Yeah, that's really cool.
Mercenaries. And then here is a aquatic world that's out here that nobody else can get to, but we're gonna
Except you.
except me. Although, you know, I look at this guy out here. What is this guy?
Poindexter.
Look at that guy. That is so cool. It has some sort of accelerator built around it.
Oh, that's really
A
neat.
Promethean accelerator orbiting it. Plus
Class
10 raw
14 is
production.
really good.
Yeah. All right. Well, forget going. I know you people, Taurians, want to go live on your water world, but you're going to go live
You're
with a
gonna go over
planet with a
here.
belt.
And if there are pirates there, you'll deal with it. It'll be fine.
There's disco lights on this planet. That's fantastic.
I know where your priorities are, Derek.
That's
I
right.
appreciate that.
That's right.
Sir Cabbage says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how delicious are Taurians? They must be pretty great.
That fire chili was wonderful, so I would
It
give him
really
at least an
was.
8.5.
The only comfort I have is that I know that Aaron is vegan, so I know there was no meat in that chili.
Nobody said the Taurians were meat.
Oh, no. I feel like a horrible human being now. People are saying 12. Scale of 1 to 10, they are 12 delicious. Wonderful. You guys are cruel.
The Drengen definitely like them, but the Drengen have not been known to be too picky
I was going to
about
say, it
what
feels
they
like the
eat.
Drengen like just
Yeah.
about everybody.
Yeah. See, they're friendly. They're
Oh,
friendly.
yeah. They'll see them come at me with their friendly teeth. That's
Yeah.
great.
I like the Taurian a lot. I like their backstory a lot.
Yeah.
But going out and having those worlds particular to
Well, I
them
like
is really
the idea
nice.
of them coming back and saying, screw you guys, we're going home.
Yeah.
Essentially. I mean, it's really neat.
Yep.
Everybody likes the underdog.
Any last questions for us, Kristy?
See you guys. We're going to wrap up in a second here because Derek and I have to go play Ashes. So,
I got a hard job. We have very hard jobs.
yes, so hard. Anytime I even make something that sounds remotely like a complaint, my friends go, just shut up. I'm like, I don't. Fine. I don't see any last minute questions. So we're going to wrap up, guys. So Paul will be back next week. We're going to do a stream on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So he'll be able to answer a lot more of your detailed questions and more mercenary specific questions that Derek may not have either been able to answer or get around to today. So join us next week. And then we are going to go play Ashes. We'll be in the multiplayer, the ranked multiplayer we'll be playing, right?
Yeah.
So ranked matches, just join up and maybe you'll end up with one of us. And if it's me, happy victory, because that's what you're going to get. So thanks so much, Derek, for coming and hanging out today.
Yeah, if you haven't picked up Mercenaries yet, it's available direct from Stardock on our store, or you can go to Steam and pick it up there or on GOG.
Absolutely. And yes, this stream will be posted on YouTube if it's not up today, it'll be up tomorrow. Spencer will get that up for you guys, so you guys will be able to go back and watch the stream. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next week. Oops. And